Okay, so this is how to, after you've made the podcast, this is how to upload it and get it onto the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store or iTunes. Um, so if you watched the last video, I showed you how to use the current software that we're running right here, which is Adobe Media Encoder. It's already finished the MP3, which is just the audio, and that's what we put on Google Play and on iTunes. So I'm going to show you how to put it actually onto Google Play and onto iTunes. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to bring up an FTP program called FileZilla. And that's right here, FileZilla 3. Oh, I just heard one of my external hard drives spin up, and it's never done that before. Weird. Anyway, okay, so FileZilla 3, don't worry about this, just click close. You don't need to install a new version. Right here, this Quick Connect, click the down arrow. This is a direct connection to our church's website that we pay for. It's a file hosting service, so if you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. So now we're connected. So what I need to do is over here on the left, I need to navigate to where the file is that I need to upload. So I can go to Sermon Series 2019, and the series that we're in right now is called What Do I Do? So I'll click that. All right, I can click the drop down area to see more. It's in Podcast. And then right here in Podcast, there's the MP3 that we just made. Okay, so I'm going to click that, and I'm going to drag it right here into this audio folder. Okay, so now what it's doing is it's uploading, it's taking the MP3 file from our computer and putting it onto the internet. All right, and when it's done, right here, this status stuff, it'll tell you when it's done. So the status is it's logged in online, the status is it's starting the upload, now the status is it's retrieving directory listing. None of that really matters. Once it's done, it'll say it was successfully uploaded. All right, while that's uploading, what I'm going to do is go down here to this little thing called Text Wrangler. It's a text editing document. Because while we've uploaded the MP3 to the internet, we need to tell iTunes and Google where to find that file because they don't host it for us. So they just, iTunes and the Play Store, they just point people to the file that we have hosted. So you can see right here, it says file transfer successful. So it transferred that much in 42 seconds. So good job. So go down here, bring up Text Wrangler. Text Wrangler is going to come up and it's going to say, hey, do you want me to reconnect to those two online documents that you have? All that means is you just need to click yes, because what we're doing is the way we point iTunes and Google to this file is with an online document that we also have to host ourselves, but we've told iTunes and we've told Google where they are. So reopen these two remote documents. Yes, they're remote because they're not on our computer, they're online. So yes, we're going to reopen those. All right, and they're going to come up. So here's our two text documents. One document is called, you'll see in a minute. Wait for it, right there. We've got expopodcast.rss and then expogooglecast2.xml. The Googlecast is obviously for Google, the podcast is for iTunes. So here's how to do it. What we're going to do is I'm going to highlight, I'm going to do this for both files, but I'm going to start with the podcast one. I'm going to highlight everything between this where it says item and down here where it says /item. This is called a tag. So everything inside of this item tag, without the slash means open, with the slash means close. So everything inside of this item tag, I'm going to right click and copy, or you could hit Command Copy or Command C. So I'm going to copy. All right, now I'm going to click outside of that, hit Enter twice to give myself a nice new line, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit Paste. Okay, so now I just pasted a duplicate item of what was above. I'm just going to change what's inside. So the title of the message, so title inside these title tags, what was the title of the message? It was 3 in the 1. And the should probably be lowercase. 3 in the 1. Okay? The author, well, since Scott didn't preach that message, I did. Whoever preached is going to go there. The image, that's fine. That's just our standard exponential logo. The subtitle, that's normally where I like to put what sermon series we're in. So it's what should I do? Okay. Description, you can put anything. I just put Exponential Church. A summary, this is where you could write what's the message about. So I could write final message about what God's will for our lives truly is. There you go. Okay, now I'll get back to the duration in just a minute. The date, I preached this message on Sunday, the 23rd of June 2019 at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. The URL, I'll get to that in a minute. The length, I'll get to that in a minute. And this permalink, I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so put a pause right where we're at now. Now I'm going to go to the Google Cast right here. I'm going to do the same thing that I did. Between these two item tags, the last two item tags, I'm going to right click, copy, okay, deselect by clicking into open space, hit enter twice, right click, paste. Okay, so same thing. Title is 3 in the 1. Author, Christian Gaffney. Okay, description. I'll show you one other thing that I do. So one thing, I could retype what I already did, but I could go back in here to this expopodcast.rss and I could just take the summary that I had. So Command C for copy. All right, description, highlight it all. Command V for paste. Okay, so the description's done. Now Google plays with different tags than Apple does. So if you notice what I did up here, I would put the series title and then the sermon title after that. So I'll scroll even further up. So remember when we did Simple Power? So Simple Power, volunteering, series title, sermon title. So I'll come back down here. So series title is what should I do? Question mark. You should do 3 in the 1. All right. Okay, leave the image the same. Now this enclosure, that's the URL. This is what points to that file that we uploaded. So this is what we've paid for. podcast.expochurch.com/podcast/audio. We uploaded the file to that. So we need to tell Google what the name of the file is that we're looking for. Here's an easy way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the media encoder. To do that, I'm going to hit Command. Well, you don't have to. You know what? Don't even go back to it. I'm just going to bring up my Finder, which is this guy right here. It's coming. Come on, Pokey. See, everybody talks about. So I'm going to go to where that file is that we created. So it's inside of Documents, Sermon Series, 2019 series. What do I do? Podcasts. All right. Now, right now, we care about the MP3 file. See how it says .mp3? We want the one that says 3 in the 1. It's right here. I'm going to right-click on it, and then I'm going to go to Get Info. Okay, it's going to bring up all of this information about that file. It's right there. Now I'm going to go back to this window back here, which is our Text Wrangler, text editor, and I'm just going to click, left click. Okay, so now an easy way to put the name of the file and make sure you don't have a typo, because if you get the name of the file wrong here, So let me show you, for example. If I was doing this really quickly and I thought the name of the file was, say, and all I'm doing is changing this part, which is the name of the file. Let's say I thought it was 0623 2019 3 in 1, and I left out the part, then the computer won't point to the right file, won't point to the thing that we made because the name is different. So an easy way to do it when you've got this info window open, double click right there. I'll show you again. Okay? Double click right there, and it highlights just the name of the file. Command C to copy. Now I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to double click what I need to change so it gets selected right there. Command V. Now the name of the file has been changed. All right, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go back into the podcast.rss. I'm going to come back into here. This is the one that we're working on. Here's where the URL is pointing to the file. So I'm going to double click, paste it in. The permalink thing, I have to do that there too. Paste it in. Okay. All right, so we're almost done now. I need to change this duration right here, and I can get the exact minutes and seconds from over here on the info window that's still open. It's 32 minutes, 56 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to change that to 32 minutes, 56 seconds. All right, and now this length right here, that's the length in bytes, which that info tells us exactly what it is. So I'm going to come back to the window. I'm going to double click to highlight it. Command C to copy, or I could have done right click, copy. Command C is just faster. All right, now I'm going to come down. I'm going to double click length, and then I could either right click and hit paste or Command V. I don't know why V stands for paste, but whatever. Command V, I think it's because it's next to the C. Now, you notice it put in commas. I'm going to take those commas out. Okay, so this one's good to go. Now, when I save it, it's automatically, this is why I like using Text Wrangler, it's automatically going to upload it to our site. And now, in like a couple hours, iTunes will have it onto their library so people can search for it in iTunes. Same thing, Google Cast. I need to come over here. I've already changed the file name, but I need to change the length. So double click, Command V, take out the commas. All right, I need to change the date, 23rd of June, 2019. So now each one of these, the title is correct, the author is correct, the description is correct, image we don't change, enclosure, which is where it's pointing, like what's the name of the file, that got changed, the length got changed, and then the date got changed. So it's good to go. So I'm going to hit Command S for file save, or I'm going to come up here and hit file save, and it's saved. See how the thing around the X changed? So you could do the same thing up here, file. Now it's grayed out because we have saved the most recent version. All right, so it's good to go. Those have now been uploaded to iTunes and to Google. So now I can go to Text Wrangler, quit Text Wrangler. All right, I can go ahead and close all of these out because we're done with those. I can close FileZilla because we're done with that, quit FileZilla. And now I'm back at the Media Encoder. I'm still waiting for the videos to be done. And when the videos are done, I'll show you how to upload those and add them to the website. Alrighty.